views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Where my girls got the sweetest pussy.
Welcome to
SinCityBounty.com.
I'm back. I was gone last week.
You were gone last week.
You guys did a great job all by yourselves.
Thanks. You did.
Well, but it wasn't all by yourselves, even though it was supposed to be all by yourselves. You had the fabulous Brie on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did.
Because
actually,
apparently Toxi has a problem with it just being a duet between the two of us.
No, we actually had rescheduled for the week before when
Right.
we didn't do a show. So between that time, the details, she was going to be announcing the details live with us, but she had to put out the announcement, and so we got a delayed.
But here's the thing. If
announcement
it's
on
ever
it.
going to be a duet, again, because I'm sure you'll have the opportunity again. I'll be working and stuff, but you have to make sure you get that settled beforehand, because when you have someone on like these ladies from Crave or Brie, then they're going to take up most of the time. It was a 45-minute interview with Brie.
It was a great interview.
It was. And there were lots of people tuned in. A lot of people learned a lot of stuff, which is great. But you can't have a duet if you're going to spend 45 minutes on a guest.
That's what I said. It's like she doesn't want to be alone with me.
So then had we not canceled the week before, there wouldn't have been an issue, and she would have been on the prior week as scheduled, Brie.
Well, I believe it was only, well, no. We're going to beat this dead horse later.
Yeah. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. The first thing we want to talk about is the ladies here from Crave.
And the fucking cookies they brought. Holy shit, fuck. Jesus.
We saw them.
I'm a diabetic and I would die for these cookies. That fucking peanut butter, that half a sliver of a thing of peanut butter cookie that I had was insane.
It is.
They're phenomenal.
They change their flavors once a week.
So we are not sponsored by any way, but we do endorse them. So I guess it's a chain called Crumble. Right?
Yes, Crumble.
A local Las Vegas chain. Do you know if they're anywhere else?
Oh, they started in Utah. They're all over Utah. That's where I found them. And then my cousin was like, "Oh my gosh, you're
They're
gonna
made by
freak."
Jesus.
There's two locations here in Vegas.
Mormon
So,
Jesus.
Yeah, Mormon Jesus.
So Joseph Smith.
Yeah. And they're not open on Sundays. You know,
So-
just
Yeah,
saying.
Joseph Smith. There we go.
Yeah.
They were brought by the missionaries.
Are these polygamous these are polygamous fucking
I would
You know what?
totally be a third wife, fifth wife if they offered these at the dinner table.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they're amazing. So just so you guys know, we have sugar. We have the peanut butter with Sierra. Like, just absolutely died.
Shit, can we
The
flip
cinnamon
this up?
swirl, totally amazing.
This is heavier than
Chocolate cake, chocolate chip, and then we have the Twix. That's the flavors of this week. I will tell you that the raspberry cheesecake one is to die for. And we had s'mores last week. The s'mores were amazing.
Yes, they were. As a matter of fact, when she...
What just happened to the Cookie Monster? Just take a cookie?
Somebody did just snatch a cookie right up out of us.
Yeah.
When Julie came back from Utah, she was like, "Karen, you have to come with me. I'm just taking you someplace. You're going to love it, and you're going to fall in love with it." And I'm like, "Okay, where are you taking me? I don't know where we're going. Like,
Wait,
where
did
are
you
we
go
going?"
up to Utah for these?
So we went
No.
to Centennial Hills. That's where one of the
Utah.
franchise,
Oh, got it.
kind of,
Got
you
Yeah,
know,
practically.
on the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
The
And
other one's in pre-LA on Blue Diamond.
Wait, where in Centennial? I mean, that's where I live.
It's right
Okay.
on some
Ann Road.
Paradise Street or something.
Like when you get off the 95, you go left onto Ann Road, you go over the overpass. At that next light, it's to the left right there, like where is it the cracked egg or the egg and I? There's some breakfast spot right in there, like in the corner tucked away.
I go that way daily.
And it was just orgasmic. I couldn't get over it. And I'm a baker. And so I was just like, oh my
I
God.
want to know how they got an actual ribbon of peanut butter inside the peanut butter cookie.
Maybe it's
I'm
just
sure
raw.
there's a tasty video on Facebook you could probably watch to learn how to do that.
Tasty videos are my jam.
Right?
I watch and save so many tasty videos, it's ridiculous. How many things have I made from tasty videos?
Not a
None.
one.
2.
Oh, you've at least done two.
I know. I made the cracked chicken and then the egg roll that's out of an egg roll. It's the egg roll guts. But out of, I don't know, the millions of videos I've saved on my phone, like, I call that a win.
I am addicted to them that I will even repost them. That's how addicted I am
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
them.
I love them.
those tasty videos. I watch them over and over again. They have they're good.
I watched The Tipsy Bartender, and I have like 2,579 of those
So, I used
videos
to watch the,
on my Facebook.
I
But yeah,
watch
Those are
Tipsy
drinks,
Bartender,
correct?
too.
I watch
Correct.
Binging with Babish. He's this super hot, bald, bearded dude who cooks. And he cooks, most of his food is like based on recipes you see on TV or in videos or something like that. And oh my God, like he made a crusty crab, double deep fried, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Jeez, he's hot. So. And you hardly ever
something
see
to
his
look
face, you
at.
just see his arms and hands most of the time. And I'm like, you can fold my dough any day. He's hot.
That's kind of cool that you were able to find videos with meat candy along with the actual candy.
Yeah, it's fucking
I'm just
great.
good with the food. I
would eat
I don't
candy.
even need a handsome dude or a pretty girl.
It's
cooking
almost for me.
me.
It's almost why I watch like Gordon Ramsay a lot. Not that he's not the hottest guy out there, but I love his accent. So I just like to listen to him yell at people about how stupid they are with their food.
Yeah,
So.
I can't handle the mean part of him.
I'm okay with it. Again, you shut your eyes and you pretend it doesn't involve food, and it's really hot.
She's really into guys yelling at her.
Oh,
and with accents. And
I
with
did not
accents.
know that was a
That's
kink
it.
that you had.
And but they have to have the accent. Don't forget that. I just don't like random guys yelling. Like,
so are you okay with every accent? Like someone from
No.
Georgia would be okay, or
yeah, okay, I love Southern accents. I don't care for German. I feel it's a very harsh language. Sorry, people.
sorry, Germany. I love Germans. That's all.
Yeah. An English accent is probably
A British
tops.
accent?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
British accent.
I'm sorry, I just had
A Spanish, any type of accent. Yeah.
I just
Okay.
had a vision of a guy
Oh, and French.
holding my hair
Yeah.
and
In
whispering
Italian.
into my ear in German and he's about to
And,
fuck my day.
Yeah, I mean, Italian can work too, but
Right?
yeah.
Sorry. It's been a long
Are you
time.
ladies into the accented man?
I
you
do like some accents. I don't particularly like German, but the UK, the British, Prague. We have a coworker, and it's funny because my cat will be listening to my WebEx calls, and as soon as Russ, who's in the Prague, starts talking, he must be really into the accents as well. But yeah,
My daughter's coach will
Italian.
scream at like refs, and he has a British accent. For some reason, a lot of refs around her age group do, mainly because they stop having parents coach and they pay professional coaches. But he'll be screaming at a ref, and I'm like, "Did you ask to do his laundry?" Like it sounded so nice and friendly, and meanwhile he's telling him to fuck off, but it just sounded so nice. So.
What about you, Karen? Do you
love accents.
any particular one?
British, Italian, Spanish, kind of the Romance languages.
And I'm
yeah.
like, bring me a German, a Russian. I want an angry Chinaman. Like,
oh, you're so rocky.
oh God.
I like them all.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too, but I do like the guttural, the really back of the throat kind of ones. So those are really.
And I will say that, like, at our Crave parties, we do have a few that attend on a regular basis with accents.
Let me ask you a question. Are you willing to look aside at some of the bad behavior of a guy who's hitting on you if he has an accent?
No.
I have done so.
The rest of us are like, no, we have standards. And he's like, well, I mean.
I'm like, at some point, I mean, it depends on how the accent sounds to me. The standards go out the window a little. And I'm like, yes, I'll pay your mortgage. Like, okay.
Yes, I'll marry you so you can become a citizen kind of thing.
Well, number one, I'm actually a huge proponent of that because I feel that the U.S. is a place that it's
hard
not
to
something
get.
I'll go into. It is so hard to get here, and so many people want to come here and make this their home and really live out the American dream. So I actually have no issue with that.
Yeah, my bosses have been trying for more than 4 years to become citizens, and they've put literally millions of dollars back into the United States government and the taxes they pay and everything like that, and they're still not citizens.
And I know you've been helping with them with
Yeah.
that as much as you can, which
But
is
not
kinda
through
awesome.
marriage.
No, because
No.
they're both immigrants.
They're married to each other.
They're married
Yeah,
to
but
each other.
you didn't. You're not helping them out by
Oh, no,
marrying
no, no.
them.
No,
no, no.
but if you know what, if polyamorous marriages were allowed and
I
legal,
would.
she
I would.
probably would.
Yeah, I would, because they totally deserve it.
Right.
If all the people that I know that have immigrated, most of the people have fully fucking deserved it. My bosses right now, especially, like, they focus on making sure that, like, my one boss, she's a lady who owns a business and has staffed it with all women. Like, it's a woman-run,
That's
woman-opened
amazing.
business.
Right.
Because we're all about women empowerment too.
Yes.
She strives to work closely with local businesses for local services for the things that we need in the store. My other boss, he focuses on hiring veterans and college kids, and not college kids at shit wages. If he hires them to be software engineers, they come in at the same rate that any other software engineer has. He doesn't lowball pay for his people. He might lowball it for other people, but not, at least he's college graduated.
At least the college
software
grads
engineers.
get a good rate.
The rest of us fucks, well, you know.
But yeah, so bottom line, if you are somebody from another country and you're looking for a green card, and you're a good person, like I wouldn't do it for a shit person, but.
All right. Jasper says Gordon Ramsay, I assume, sounds like a drunk guy at a pub.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And Australian or Kiwi from New Zealand is underrated
Australian's
as hell.
hot too. Although
Yeah.
it makes me think of Steve Irwin, but still.
You know what?
Australian's hot.
I might look around a few moral misgivings for an Australian accent. Yeah.
What
That's
is
a
the
panty
level
dropper.
of moral misgiving, though? I mean,
Well, okay, so for instance, I have twice on Saturday experienced someone who I had a small conversation with, not even enough for them to know my fucking name. And they immediately went to with, "You're feisty," or "You're a handful, aren't you?" And I was like, you know what, I've got shit to do. And I walked away. Now, if an Australian guy come up to me and said, "Oh, mate, you're real feisty, aren't you?" I'd be like, "Fucking right I am. Like, feisty." No! Like, that's what would happen.
Yeah, so like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of moral misgiving I would let go of. Like he could use terrible pickup lines in an Australian accent, and it would totally work for me.
So more like double standards, not moral. Immoral.
I guess not.
Kind of.
immoral.
Yeah.
Margaret loves the Australian accent.
I'm going to Fiji next month. That's really close to Australia. I don't know what kind of accent, but I will videotape it for us just in case it's hot.
Probably Pacific Islander.
Just
Maybe, I don't
find
know.
a guy without a shirt somewhere on the beach and ask him to talk to us in his native language if he wishes,
In a
or
thong.
in English.
In a thong.
No, I don't want a thong.
I kind of want a thong either.
Yeah.
Guys on a thong weird me out.
Yeah. It's true.
I would rather than walk around naked. I would really. Rather
I'm
than
with
walk
you on
around
that,
naked.
really, because the thong thing just really
It's
no.
disconcerting.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why I can't explain
No, she's
it.
right.
I would rather see his
She's
balls
right.
free flapping than one bulgy jumble just kind of two
With a couple of
small,
stray
angry
hairs
kittens,
flinging out the
a couple of
side.
spiders living for
Yeah.
yeah, like that's. I would
I don't
rather
know,
it just
but
be.
there's something to that mystery and stuff like that, just like it is for a man with a female. I don't know, maybe, not a thong, but something. I need a
loincloth.
little something. Okay.
Oh, a loincloth.
Loincloth will do it.
loincloth.
Okay, a loincloth will do it.
I can do a loincloth.
Loincloth.
So loincloth. We'll have to
skirt,
buy Julie
kilt,
loincloths.
Any of those,
Okay.
that Greek dress thing that those dancers wear. I want a dude in a dress. Did you see the guy at the Oscars
Should've gone
in
for
that
that.
gown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can't get a guy to wear a dress for me, for the life of me.
Well, then next year, the three of us are going to the red dress party as a group because you have to wear a red dress no matter what dangles between your legs or does not. Every dude there was in a red dress, and if they didn't have a red dress, they had red dresses for rent when you got there.
Oh,
So there
wow,
was some like big
nice.
butch. I talked about this last week. There were some big butch dudes just walking around, all big, hairy chested, fucking fucked up chucks, red sequin gown. Like it was great.
But that would be great
Love it.
entertainment. Oh
It
my God, I would
was-
love to see that.
People watching was amazing. I'm totally doing it.
That's my
Here's the
sport.
thing: if a guy is willing to wear a dress, no matter how super heterosexual he is, but he's willing to wear a dress, I think that's fucking awesome.
I'll suck his dick.
He's confident. Yeah.
You'll
Very
have easier
confident and
access to
secure.
doing
I
so.
would, too.
Like you won't have to worry about catching a zipper in your upper lip or anything. Like it just makes
Yeah,
life
that
easier.
zipper burn
Just
on your jaw.
she just have to worry about flossing if he was wearing a thong underneath it.
True.
Don't wear a thong under your red dress, dudes. Just Go Kilt Regimental.
All right, what's next?
Did you want to talk about Saturday, or you want to
Yeah.
end with Saturday?
I don't. It's you guys lead.
I mean, we attended. We
Okay,
support.
let's
We
talk about
support.
Saturday.
Let's talk about Saturday. So Saturday was the final party for the Excellence BBW, Excellence Plus now. It's the Excellence Plus Winter Weekend in Vegas. It was a grand party. It was a lot of fun. There was a ton of people there. I think all three ladies from Crave were there. I saw them there.
We were.
I think even Abby had like a
Abby
wardrobe
was
change
there
halfway
like
through.
all of the nights, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, wardrobe change and
We had a blast. We tried a new setup. We learned some things. We definitely learned our lessons on the new setup. We're going to perfect it for the next one. I thoroughly enjoyed having 2 boxes to cart around rather than 5, almost 1,000 pounds worth of gear to carry around. That was truly phenomenal because it allowed us to stay and party because I could just wheel the 2 boxes up to the table.
which we did.
Which we did.
Which we rolled them in with our stuff.
Sure did. And we sat them down right next to the table. We had a couple of drinks. We danced, and I didn't have to worry about, all of this equipment just hanging out and being in the way or finding a place
We used to have to
store
get a
it.
room to put
Yeah.
the equipment in.
Oh my goodness!
wow.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah, because
That's
if
a
we
lot.
want to stay,
Yeah.
we would have all of this equipment and there's nothing you can really do.
Well, we
with
had
it.
a whole radio live stream setup thing, all these mics and all the
They've seen it
stands
before, I
and
think.
yeah, tables and everything else, and then we went straight to YouTube, to Facebook. You guys can actually watch the video in our saved videos on our Facebook page, and it was. My iPad didn't work, so we used Sierra's phone.
But then my phone died, and then the second round on my phone, we got great video, terrible audio.
And the audio was terrible?
Yeah.
And when we brought
Oh.
it back, once her phone charged and we brought it back the second time, it didn't re-pick up the sound.
Oh.
Like it had
Oh,
the
so the first half was good audio.
Yeah, the first
Because
time I saw-
everybody in the audience said it was good.
Yeah.
The second half, we lost the sound.
And
Right.
the
So we
table
got
was beautiful. The table was beautiful.
I
guys.
love
Oh my
the
god, I
table.
love the
Really.
table,
It
the
was-
lights.
Someone had an
Jules needs
amazing
to be
idea
have
to put
stickies
lights
up.
out. It was great.
So we actually interviewed quite a few people, and one of my favorites was the wandering minstrel pianist, who travels from
The German who lives in Italy, who travels
the
world.
Italian who lives in
Oh, the
Germany,
Italian who lives in Germany.
who travels from place to place and plays his piano at relief events.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
He was fucking hot, too.
I
He
did
was
not
adorable.
meet
I did
him
not
for some
meet him,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing. When I first walked up, as I explained, I totally fangirled, but I didn't know it was him at first. And I walked up to another friend, and he said, "Hey, this is, David." And I'm like, "Wait." And I look because he was wearing a hat. And I kind of look, and I'm like, "Wait a second."
I follow you on Instagram.
And I'm like, "I believe I am holding a pair of your underwear I found in the trash from the last time in my pocket." But anyway, as soon as I realized, I said, "Will you come on?" And he's like, "Well," and I'm like, "It'll just be a little bit. Come on, please. I follow you." And then, yeah. So
But he was great.
he was so great. He's such a nice guy. And
I tried to make it so Sierra would travel the world with him.
Yeah.
I would.
So we
you
totally
play
tried
the-
to get you
For those of you who don't know, our Sierra is quite talented. She plays the viola.
I do. I'm classically trained violist. Thank you.
But I'm
More
pretty sure you could funk it
talents
up
that were
for
I'm a
her.
hidden.
classy motherfucker.
And of course, we had our usual suspects. Jasper sat down with us.
So Jaspy just said I was faded during my interview. I actually didn't know you were drunk.
No,
I had no
he
idea.
wasn't drunk. He was high. Faded means high. He was high. I knew you were high.
But it was a
you
good
high?
interview.
He was high. You're so
No,
cute.
you weren't.
You're so cute. It's because you live with your mom. Your mom's a pothead.
So yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, he was high.
Yeah, I think that everybody had a good time. We got to see some of our regular friends, and I was really excited because the bartender lady brought me my special Blue Moon, just for me. And then people started drinking
Was
it.
that you who got
was-
the Blue Moon
it was
imported?
me.
'Cause we were sitting there and I saw some guy walk in with a case and I'm like, that's my beer.
That's my beer. And I was
it.
like, and then the people in front of me were drinking. I'm like, don't be drinking my beer. And she's like, we brought enough. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So that was like, she's like, that's the only thing we're selling. I'm like, well, you should
Blue
think
Moon's
about
a
it.
good beer.
I know, it's my favorite. It's Abby's favorite too, with a little bit of orange juice. Yes. So
Vodka girl right here. Yep.
So you and Toxi can drink at the end of the table. The rest of us will have sophisticated beer.
absolutely.
So I know I said that we need to be up on the mics because I want the audio for the station to be good, but Facebook needs to hear you too.
Okay.
Vodka.
Vodka.
She
all the
said
way.
vodka.
Martini, 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 martini.
She said she likes anal sex.
She said that last time too.
she
And
says
the
it
time
every
before
time.
that.
long time
And the
ago.
time before that.
Those are the
a
only
long
words
time
she
ago.
said tonight.
That was a long time ago. Gonna drink some milk now.
Yeah, it was Saturday. Sorry.
So can I tell you about? I had to leave early because I had to get up at 9 o'clock, or I had to get up at like 7 o'clock on Sunday morning.
'Cause she got a real job now.
Yes, and Sunday is like the only day I absolutely have to work. So, but I was going to take a Lyft, and I, texted a couple people who I know are Lyft drivers, and then Toxi texted someone and nobody answered. So I said, I'm just going to go downstairs and order it through my phone or whatever. And so I get downstairs, and it's my first time ever taking a Lyft. So for me, it's an adventure, right? Because I've never done this before. It's kind of scary. What am I doing? Who am I waiting for? Where am I supposed to go? So I get downstairs and I get to the little section that needs to be where you're supposed to be at. And I had ordered it as soon as I got downstairs because I knew it would take a while. And according to the Lyft app, they give you a map and everything, and you can see the little red tracker of your person coming to you. And it's like 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I got plenty of time. So I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and it's a lot longer than 10 minutes. I'm letting you know now because it was downtown at the plaza. And there is a line of cabs that are like 10 cars long, and then there's like 4 spots for shared drivers, right? So I'm waiting there, and somebody pulls up in their Lyft, and I didn't even pay attention to the app, which I probably should have since it was an adventure and I should have known. And it wasn't my car, but I open the door and I say, Julio? And it's a woman, and she says no. And then another car pulls up. Finally, I look at the app, and it's a Kia. So I look for a Kia, and it's a Kia. So I open the door. I'm like, Julio? Nope. Damn it. 4 cars. I opened 4 doors.
Oh my goodness. Are you paying attention?
But wait,
Karen?
you got the driver you knew, right?
Okay.
What's that?
You got the driver you knew,
No.
right?
No.
Are you
So-
sure? Because
Hold on. Let me finish my story. So my app is telling me, okay, he's 1 minute away, he's whatever. And then I get a text, because they text you and they say, your driver is there, Julio is there, look for him in his black Kia with license number such and such and such. And so I'm looking around and I don't see him anywhere. So it's kind of like when you text me to tell me you're here and you're down at the end of the street or whatever. So I figure he's coming. And then who shows up but Tim? And he rolls down his window and goes, I never thought I'd see you here. And I'm like, Tim? I get in the car with Tim.
Did you cancel your ride with Julio?
I asked Tim, I said, what am I supposed to do? Julio's looking for me right now. He goes, just cancel it and on the app and everything. So I go in and I cancel. It's a $5 charge if it cancel, by the way. If it's after 2 minutes of when you ordered it. Yeah. So Tim totally cock-blocked me from my first Lyft ride ever.
Except he's a Lyft
No,
driver.
really,
so, I mean,
yeah,
technically-
He is, but he refused to let me pay him.
he's the liftiest of Lyft drivers.
Yes.
Like he's a full-time shared ride
Yes,
driver,
yes.
share driver. And if you would have asked him, he has candy and water in his vehicle.
Very nice.
Well, we were
And
talking
puke
about
bags, so you could have gotten the full works.
You both know that Tim is newly married, so we got to talk about that and stuff on the way home. And I had him take the long way, so we would have a lot longer time to visit and stuff. And then on the way home, there's a Rainbow Market or Circle K or something like that on the way home. And we see this woman run out of the parking lot, looking over her shoulder, and then she's standing on the median in the middle of the road. So I say to Tim, I'm like, should we check to see if she's okay? Looks like she's running from someone. So he flips around. This woman is getting beaten up by this dude at the Rainbow Market thing or whatever. And she's crying. Her mascara is everywhere. So we pick her up.
Man, I'd have just kept on driving.
I know. But it was what, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was pretty.
The roads were pretty much deserted. So we picked her up. I tried so hard to talk her into going to the Shade Tree, which is our women's shelter here. I tried so hard to, but she had every excuse. And my mind went to, we shouldn't have picked this person up. But she had every excuse for not being able to call. But the excuses were the guy took her phone. The guy was controlling her life. The guy took her wallet. The guy took everything from her. And so Tim, being the valiant knight that he is, after he dropped me off, he dropped her off where she wanted to be dropped off.
Wow.
We've heard from him, right? He's not dead. We know he's alive.
Yeah, we talk soccer.
Yeah.
he's a
not
soccer.
missing a kidney somewhere.
Oh, no.
No.
I said, when we get to my house, I need you to help me with something. And I took him out of the car, and I said, look, she's got perfumes in her purse. She may spray you in the eyes while you're driving. So you be super careful, and don't be afraid to punch a woman if you need to.
He's been punched. He's actually been punched by a passenger before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure he was okay, and he said he was perfectly fine, which I knew he would be. He's a good guy, and I'm sure he watches his ass, especially if he's been punched before. So, but yeah, that was our good deed for the night.
Wow. That was way more
That was
exciting
very
than we
sweet. Yeah, that's very.
I'm like, well, I
Very
guess our
exciting.
night sucked.
had. I had to wake up
No.
early
we
for
were
my
sober by the
colonics
end of it
appointment.
still.
So yeah. She was hilarious. She's like, "Oh wait, you've been drinking. You're dehydrated. Yeah, you can't go in the sauna." So yeah, I had colonics on Sunday. Yeah.
You can't just guzzle a bottle and be okay.
No.
Does it work that way?
No, she wasn't gonna buy it. No. So it's all good.
We hung out. We danced a little. We sat at your table. hung
Yeah,
out with
it was
you guys.
fun.
We tried to pretend that we could understand what the other person was saying.
Yeah, no, that's always the best part because you couldn't hear anything. It was super loud. So it was a lot of nodding and smiling, like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
What?
Somebody like,
What?
and you're like,
We found out that a friend of ours really likes to dance to hip hop music, but he dances like a white dad.
because he is. And
Yeah, that's why,
He
but-
also knows all the words to every 90s rap song that played that night.
Right.
All of them.
Who is this?
He was hilarious.
It was
It
a friend that
of
we were
ours.
dancing with. Yeah.
Jasper in chat says that Karen and Julie were tore up
I don't
from
think
the
so.
floor up,
Yes,
and
they
Karen would like to refute that.
No,
Harshly.
I don't.
No.
I don't
We were
think
looking
that at
mighty
all.
fabulous, of
Yeah.
course. And I mean,
were.
I
We
totally
were
drank
extremely
beer.
hot.
In
No,
fact,
he meant you guys were drunk as fuck.
No, we weren't.
No?
No, we made it to McDonald's. We sort of ate McDonald's, and
isn't
I made it
McDonald's
home, and
just right downstairs?
Hey,
Well, I mean,
At
as
the
long as
bottom
you
of
made
the
it to
elevator?
we made it
McDonald's.
down the escalator. We walked through that lobby. We got there.
Escalator is a little harder than an elevator, so
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
okay.
So
Yeah.
funny story about the Plaza McDonald's. But one time, Bree used to have the bash there, well-rounded, when she first started it. And so I was downstairs. I was super drunk. I was with some friends, and one was a gentleman from Australia. And so he ordered, I believe it was ice cream. And they said it was really late at night, and they're like, "We're sorry, the ice cream machine is down."
Isn't it at every McDonald's?
Probably,
always.
but you can't tell drunk me that. Like, it didn't make sense to me. So I started screaming at them that he came all the way from Australia just for this ice cream right this moment, and now they've let down his dreams.
Oh my
So I've never been back to that McDonald's since. I'm downplaying my actions right now.
Abby did comment that the wardrobe change was for comfort.
And beauty. She always looks beautiful.
Well, she always
She
looks
does.
beautiful.
Abby
She
would
does.
walk in a fucking lunch sack and look gorgeous.
Well, she would accessorize it to the nines,
Right.
right?
Yes,
Right.
and the makeup would be on
I was just
point.
gonna say,
right?
also
Totally,
her makeup was so on point, and like even the night before when she did the card dress, and her makeup was it was amazing.
Go abs.
It's too bad she's so nice. Otherwise, I could hate her.
So, while we wait for the next big summer events, which is Excellence is having a summer event, and then right after is Bree's pop-up party, we have to sate our appetite for parties. We have the Crave Girls
Yes, we do.
doing their thing. When is your next party?
March
They got-
16th.
Oh, I was gonna say they got like a weekend coming up, but yeah, I
St.
forgot you guys were
Patty's
doing the St.
Day,
Patty's Day.
and it's all about the Irish. Not really, but we're gonna have drink specials, and we have our new second location. It's very, very nice and cute. Lots of drink specials, and then in the summertime they do have some misters outside. And then after that, just to kind of throw that out there, we're gonna have the adult prom in April, and we're gonna have a photo booth, and I think there's a lot of us that didn't go to prom, so.
I did go to prom. I had your very typical prom experience, except that I was a goth kid, so it was a very goth prom experience.
Were you the only goth?
No. There was a large group of us. There was my guy that I was dating who went to another school, and then there was my best friend in high school, and her boyfriend Anderson, who I wish I could find him, but he's like 6'4", thin as a pencil, top hat, coat and tails, big goth
Is it a
walking
skull stick?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And with all red accents. My date and I came in black and blue, and they came in black and red, and another friend of ours came in black and purple, and we were all very goth. I still had black hair at the time. I used to dye my hair black. I thought about going back to it, but it was very 90s goth. Very 90s goth.
So this'll be no surprise if anyone has known our relationship. Mine was the complete opposite.
She probably wore a big
I
pink poofy
wore
dress.
I wore like this cute off the shoulder dress that we went to Philadelphia to get mainly because fat stores where I live didn't have decent dresses, and I just had a cute dress, and I went with my high school boyfriend, and he wore a regular tux, and his boutonniere matched my dress.
It wasn't like one of those blue ones, those powder blue with the roughly cummerbund.
The prom in the 90s.
I
didn't
went-
Oh, was
yeah,
it the
I
90s?
graduated in
Sorry,
94.
I'm dating myself.
So no, it was very nice. It was so 90s. As a matter of fact, I wasn't the only girl in the dress, which was disappointing. But at least hers was a different color.
That is the upside to being the goth kids. Nobody dressed like
Nobody
we did.
dressed. And after prom, we went back to his house, and we all invited friends, and we barbecued, and no one drank, no one smoked, no one had sex. It was just very
I had sex
typical.
in the back of my parents' minivan.
At prom.
That's why I took the minivan. That's why I was like,
I just
no,
went with my
I'm gonna-
friends. I didn't have any high school boyfriends. I was kind of quiet and shy, but
I only dated this guy for a couple months, but we totally had sex in the back of my parents' minivan.
okay.
So you went to the prom with friends?
I did, yeah, because I just wanted to make sure that I had a good time and there was not any pressure or anything like that. So we had a good time, and I didn't dress like everybody else. I think my mom actually, we found a dress and she kind of altered it a little bit and made it a little different because, I was still kind of big. I think I was still a size 14 and, whatever.
And back then, I mean, really, for
There wasn't
that
much.
size, there wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't a
Not
lot.
at all. Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if you're interested in something like this, but there is a program here where you can donate prom dresses.
Yeah, we
for high
talked about
school
that.
kids.
Yeah, the three of us had talked about it. That after prom, we would like to actually get everybody to donate some of their prom dresses. They have a couple organizations, but I think it's going to be really, really cool. So there's a lot of big girls that just don't have the money, let alone being able to shop in somebody else's closet, right? I mean, Karen shops in mine all the time. So I think it'd be good just giving back to the community.
And I have to tell you that, maybe now, more so than when I was younger, I was the fat girl in school. There were a couple other, just a few bigger girls, but I was always the big kid. And it's a little bit different now. I noticed, I don't know if it's, here, what have you, but I noticed that there are a lot of bigger girls out there. And I'm sure that struggle is there, to find just the right dress. I know what it was like. My daughter is thicker, and she's got boobs, and it was a little harder finding a homecoming dress. But thank goodness for Ross. Totally found one at Ross and had it altered. But, I know that's a really great thing because there's a lot of girls who want to go to prom but maybe don't have the means or the ability, to go get that dress.
So we're still doing the pre-sale tickets on our website for the $10, and like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. We have people coming in from LA and some of the other outskirt of states, that have been like, hey, we're coming in special for this event, so it'll be kind of fun. Cool. And then also I wanted to say that we're sponsoring some of the events that are women empowered. So we're sponsoring Breeze Pop-Up. We have 2 events there. And then we're sponsoring Chicago. There's an event there, the Booty Bash, and we're also sponsoring in Dallas. So we're just trying to get out there in the community and really sponsor some other events, and really just kind of people are always telling us, you should pop up here, you should pop up here, and I'm like, well, maybe when we get a little bit more, larger, we can do that. But
And
Not
you're
larger,
also
just-
no,
you're
just,
also
growing.
part of an event that's the day after prom, correct? Are you guys part of that?
They're doing an event the day before, the day after, the day of, and the day after.
Abby
right?
has
the
a
day
slammed that
after,
whole
yeah.
weekend.
The
Yeah.
day after, I believe, is Bold Magazine, and so in partnership with you, or
I'm
Are
going to
you
be
guys part of
actually
it?
missing that because I will be taken off to Fiji. I mean, sorry me, but Abby is totally taken that with Karen. And then we have the karaoke night before, which has been really great for people that are kind of shy. They don't know anybody, but they want to come to the event, so they can kind of come to this smaller event, meet and mingle people at the karaoke. And you guys have been there. Aloha Kitchen is totally fun. It's just low key, and you can meet
super
some new
laid
people,
back, super cool.
and then go to the event the next day.
I will tell you, do never go up and sing after Julie, ever. And if she's all jokey, like, oh, I'll sing with you, say no. And the reason is because she's an amazing singer. And then, like,
go
the
get
very
some more
first time
alcohol.
I sang, I did I forgot. I think we did Copacabana.
Yes.
And I'm like,
That
oh,
was
you
your
can.
choice.
I'm like, you can sing. Like, I didn't know that. So I never asked to do one again.
It's just me and you doing duets.
Yeah,
still,
yeah,
right?
basically, because it was not pretty on my behalf.
I sing 9 Inch Nails. I
Um,
wanna fuck you like an animal.
Yeah, that's probably more of what I can sing. Yeah, Ugly Kid Joe, like, I Hate Everything About You. That's one of my favorites.
I love that song.
And they
But-
have Blue Moon.
Crazy
They have Blue
Bitch.
Moon.
But she sings amazing,
Thank
and
you.
so don't go up after her, unless you sing amazing as well. Then,
It's all good. It's
by all
fun.
means.
Go up before her so that this way they'll forget about it and then they'll be like, oh, Julie,
Right.
and they'll completely forget, you
Right,
know.
right. Or if
How
you're
you
out
did.
there and you like lose your nerve and you're like, no, I can't do this, then just get Julie.
You're so funny.
Totally volunteering you for that.
I'm gonna just start writing her name in with random songs.
No.
I wonder how she would sound singing Marilyn Manson.
We did get Abby up one time. I mean, that was a rare occasion. She rocked it. She was definitely rocking it.
Which I saw in video.
I know,
like,
right? It's there. It's proof.
I'm not a huge karaoke video watcher because it's karaoke. And I never ever want to watch one of myself because then I'll never do it again. Like I know, like I'm realistic. I know how bad it is. I apologize at the end. But I had to watch Abby's because I've never seen her go up, and you
Yep,
know, of course,
yep.
she was adorable.
Yep.
So
So we just like to have fun. It's all about good vibes and good energy. And you guys know, you guys have attended Crave, and it's really about just the positive energy, the positive vibes, going around meeting new people, and just playing hostess. So yeah.
Bree says, good evening, ladies, and Johnny. Wink, wink.
wink, wink,
I added the winks, but
wink, wink.
So
Bree says hi, Johnny.
if people need more information about these parties, they can find you. They can find you on Facebook. If they join the group, is that the best place?
Yeah, they can do that, or they can just go straight to our website. Abby is our website connoisseur. She manages all that stuff, so it's cravelv.com.
Yeah, but with the Facebook group, you get to interact with everybody in
Yes.
there. And you guys are absolutely fabulous about posting questions of the day and
Way better
to
than
have
Yes.
I know that have people interacting and talking and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool.
Thank
so
you.
I highly suggest their Facebook group. Just type in Crave LV on Facebook and you'll be able to find it.
Do you have my calendar essentially? Are we doing anything the weekend of April 16th?
March 16th.
March 16th.
April 13th.
April 13th.
That's
on that?
prom.
Prom. You and I essentially have the same social calendar.
And I'm gonna
No.
I'm gonna also try to get my connections with the limo drivers, because I do have some connections in the city, to see if we can get some specials for our Cravesters, and see if they want to come to the party in style. So yes.
Bree says she's totally winking at you, Johnny. She's crushing on you.
She's naked. Just so you know, she just said she's naked.
I can't see that far.
She also said she's touching herself.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Anyway,
Is that what you call dating yourself?
yeah,
Yes.
that is. I am dating
Loving
myself
yourself.
regularly.
I'm totally dating myself. I dated myself last night, the night before, and the night before that.
I'm the only one dating myself.
I've basically dated myself while we've been sitting here at the table. So.
Kegels.
Once you stick that thing in, that battery will last the whole show.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, what else are we talking about?
Panties.
Do you want to talk about your dating?
I can. It's not happening. That's what's happening. There's nothing happening. I went on 2 dates with a guy, and I got, and this is what I should not have done. I realized there is a pattern here. So you remember that guy that you hooked me up with at the last party, and I got his phone number?
I do recall that.
Yeah, so I asked him out on a date, and I never heard from him again. And then this guy, we've been on 2 dates, and then I was like, well, they were like half dates, like lunch dates. So I was like, hey, I have a crazy idea. Let's go out for, like a real date, like a whole date, dinner and a movie or dinner and drinks. And he's like, I can't, I'm sorry, I'm getting serious with someone else. That's it. I'm not asking anyone else out again.
Oh man.
We can date. Do you
An
want to
A
date?
for effort and having the balls to do that, because that's ballsy.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I met him on a dating site. That's all I'm dating on is dating sites. And I think I was talking to another friend who is also single, who is also very fed up with being stood up and canceled on regularly. And he's a dude, so he's experiencing it from the other side. So we exchange war stories, essentially. And I've kind of come to the decision that if by the end of this year nothing has happened, I'm going to try another matchmaking service. I tried a matchmaking service 10 years ago, and it was okay. But nothing stuck from it, so thinking I might try another
I've seen that,
matchmaking.
and I talked to the lady about Talkify.
Yeah.
She was really, really cool in the way they go about it. I was like this close to like paying for it, and I'm like, no, just have faith. Just have faith. You might meet somebody, but it pops up now, like, because Facebook can, like, hear you. So it's always, like, the ads in Facebook. But Talkify is the one that I probably would recommend if you go that route.
Yeah, I will see. I'm going to put some more research into it. I've got a
What
couple
if
more
you
months.
just give me $10 and I go find you someone? That feels easier than
Someone.
a dating
So,
service.
I want to relay a story about Toxi. She met a guy and said, this guy will be perfect for you. I'm going to hook you up. I'll be like, great. 3 months later, I got to confess something. What? I've been dating the guy I wanted to hook you up with. I'm like, okay.
Oh, no.
Hey, I don't know what to say. I tried. I really did try.
Should we have a real live, like, dating game for you on the show?
Fun.
We could all come up with
That would
one
be fun.
guy
It's-
and do a dating game for you.
Except that, remember that time we tried to get Lenny laid and nothing happened from that? I'm afraid that's what would
The
happen.
problem is, for as much that here's the deal, we can still try it with Lenny. Lenny is great. He's hilarious. He's a really nice guy, and I think he got on, and it was his first time without his entourage that he always travels with, and I think he got nervous and came across as a douche.
He did totally
And
come
we
across
couldn't make anything happen
You couldn't
because
undouchify him?
we couldn't. We tried. We spent the whole show trying
3
to.
hours.
We're like,
Back
no,
in the day.
we're like, we don't think you really mean that. Like, you didn't mean to say you kill puppies, right? Like, you were just kidding, right? So yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'd be down for
he's
it.
still a
I'm
nice
willing to-
guy though.
I'm willing
Oh,
to try
see,
anything.
Abby said we should do a Crave speed dating event. That could be fun.
That might be fun.
I know.
Don't
Go
know
on
what
a
sugar
Go on
daddy.
a sugar daddy site. Totally what I
I'm
want
not
to
really
do.
built the way sugar daddies want to purchase for, so
Who wants you to get a sugar daddy?
Donna Bobana says go on a sugar daddy site.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would not recommend that for you.
Yeah, I just I mean, number one, I feel weird letting a guy spend $10 to buy me like lunch. I'm like, I got it, really, I can handle it. No, that's okay. Mostly because I'm emotionally damaged from a previous boyfriend about that kind of shit. So, not the last one, but the one before him. He like totally fucked me up about paying for myself. And I don't know if I can handle a sugar daddy. I don't know if I can handle a guy being like, here's your rent. I'd be like, but I didn't suck your dick this week. I'd be really weird about it. I don't think I can handle it.
Here's your refund,
Sugar baby.
since we never actually.
a little boop, boop. Like, what do you?
That is so funny.
I can't handle it.
We'll totally mull it over. Maybe we'll do a crave speed dating. That might be fun.
A mixer, single
Something,
mixer?
yeah.
Ooh, like your lock
never
and
know.
key idea.
I
Yeah,
still
we
think,
might be able to do the lock and key party.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
true. That's
I still
true.
think a great idea would be a party where you have different color cups, and the cups signify different things. Like there's cups if you know you're hanging out but you're married, then you're carrying around a red cup, and if you're single and you're looking, you're carrying a blue cup, or you know
I like
what
that
have you.
idea.
If I could remember what all the colors
Well,
meant,
you
like
simplify
there need
it.
to be
You
posters
simplify
everywhere.
it. Looking, not. You pick from one of two cups: red or green.
I
Okay,
know
that one, all right.
I know that my biggest problem is that I have set these new high standards for myself for what I need in a partner, because I have learned my lessons. Number one, I have a very busy and active lifestyle, and I will find the time to work you into it if you deserve it, but I am not quitting anything I do for you. Period. End of story. It brings me joy, brings me love, brings me happiness, brings me peace. I'm not looking for that shit from you. I'm looking for regular dick and someone to go stargazing with. That is what I fucking want. And I want to be able to fuck other people too. So
I'm glad you said that, because one of the things that I was worried about is you were lowering your
No.
standards
I've
to
had-
find some dude, and please don't do that.
No. So one of the biggest problems I have is I'm very clear about my religious beliefs on all of my sites. I make that the first thing that's in there. And when some guy messages me who places the exact opposite religious faith on there, and one that I know disagrees with mine, I message him in initial messaging, and I'm like, hey, you're really cute, I enjoyed your profile, but I saw this is something we do not have in common. I don't have a problem dating interfaith, but I know a lot of people do. And I just want to make sure that you would be okay with it and not try to proselytize to me or convert me, because what I do brings me joy, happiness, peace, and spiritual fulfillment. So I really don't want to change for anybody. And most guys are nice about it. Some guys are really nasty about it. And some guys are like, oh yeah, no, I'm really looking for a girl in my faith. Okay, cool. And then 3 days later, hey, what's up? Like, why are you still texting me? Why are you messaging me? I thought we discussed that we were not going to be compatible. It's like, oh, well, you know, I haven't been to services in years and it would be okay. And I'm like, no. You just told me you were looking. You specifically said, I'm looking for a girl with the same religious faith as I am. I am not that girl. Not anywhere near that, buddy. As a matter of fact, the leader of your religious organization would rather see me stoned to death than let you fuck me. Like, that's how this works. You can't, whatever.
That's
Anyway.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
So Bree said the Bears do this at their events with different colored lanyards. And I have to tell you, it took me, like, I've been sitting here going, the Bears, like the Chicago Bears.
No.
And I'm like, what kind of event do they have for football that you wear different lanyards? And then I realized it's the Bears.
The big hairy guys who are
Yes.
into other
guys.
dudes.
Yes. So that probably should have been my first thought, but I went right to the football. So.
Even I knew that, and that's a shocker that I knew anything. Yeah.
Like, how do you know what the Chicago Bears do? So, anyway,
What about your dating life, Toxi? How's it going?
She's dating the guy she tried to hook me up
I'm
with.
not.
Oh, you're not? That ended? Sort of?
So,
We don't have to talk about it.
no,
right? No, I don't want to. That's
Okay,
why
Sorry. Sorry, just because I'm all about everything doesn't mean my friends are.
What's going on in your romantic lives, ladies?
I really don't date a whole lot. I mean, I think 2 weeks ago, my son looked at me in the passenger seat and he said, you know, Mom, it might just be meant to be that just you and me. I said, you know what? Maybe. I'm like, maybe.
And inside your little soul went,
I know. I still have some faith. I do. But you know what?
that was so
But
sweet of
Sierra, though,
him.
I'm really, really picky, and I know that I am, and especially after having a kid, I'm even more picky. And I just won't. That's it. There's certain things that are like, you know, bendable, but there's certain things that are just drop dead. No, I'm just not going to do it.
if a guy mentions on a first date he wants to meet my kid, that's a hard pass, son.
Yeah.
Like, it took my last boyfriend almost 6 months before he met my kid.
One of the things that I love about the crew that I tend to gather around and who I like in my life is that every single woman here is strong like that. They don't put up. That's why I asked about the accents and how much leeway you give someone with an accent. So you don't put up with a lot of shit. And keep your standards high. And hopefully that's something I hope we can get across is keep your standards high. I don't want you to be that woman that we have to rescue in the middle of the night because you're getting beaten up in a car by some dude.
Well,
Well,
first
into
off,
the
I have a concealed carry weapons license. So.
Well, I think warning signs. The warning signs were there for her, yet she was still with him for 2 weeks while she was here.
But I want to preface too that if a woman says she's just not into you, she's just not into you, and don't
Yeah.
have to cuss her out and call her names. And I mean, it's like seriously,
that's-
I've been called old and fat, and I'm like, tell me something I don't know.
But that's
Seriously.
gonna happen.
No, but I mean, I'm just putting it out there to the
yeah.
positive vibes
Yeah.
and energy that you know what, it's
Especially
okay. Why would you?
Especially if I wasn't a bitch about it. Like I'm like, look, I've read through your profile, and I just don't think that
Exactly.
we're a very good match. I've had surprisingly, I've had plenty of guys be like, okay, thank you, and then I've had the other guys who've just been nasty about it, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck? You need to get your dick wet. Go get a hooker, man. It's
Yeah.
gonna be cheaper for you.
Or the
lady,
ones-
a sex worker, you mean?
Yes.
Or the ones that are like, oh, and I just lost my train of thought.
Choo choo.
I know,
Are you
right?
single,
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I lost my train of thought. Oh well, it's gone now. Totally
Especially
left
the one-
me. Damn it! That's what I get for having a birthday. It's all downhill now.
Donna Bobana. I love that name, by the way, Donna. I've heard from a few of my single friends that it's difficult to date in Vegas. Do you think that's
Yeah.
true, and why? Too many temptations?
No.
It is difficult to date in Vegas for two reasons. One, we're a transient town, so people are either just getting here or just leaving. And two, because the people who aren't transients have been born and bred here, and they're a little crusty
Or jaded?
or jaded.
Well, I would say that there's a lot of flaky people. There's a lot of people that are in the industry. So it's like you can meet a really nice guy and he literally works graveyard. And he doesn't have the same days off. So it's like, well, that's not really going to work.
Yeah,
That's
That is
actually
difficult. That's
very,
happened
that's
before
very
several
common.
times, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people like born and raised here, they tend not to have the goals that I have, the hustle, because I'm all about proving to myself and my son that I can do anything.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And there's a lot of people that are like just sitting on the park bench watching life pass them by. I'm like, no, I'm going to live life.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
I
same?
have two jobs and this.
Could
so-
that be said the same for? I mean, someone coming from New York would say that about New York. You know, New York is a hard place to date, or coming from Tallahassee.
Every place is a hard place to date.
It's just hard to date, I
It's
think,
just
in
hard to
general.
date, yeah.
I mean, there are some things that are unique to us, like graveyard shifts or the transientness of the town. And we don't mean like people just come in and then leave. It's people are here for a couple of years and then they move on to someplace else. And those that do come here and stay, they get locked in their kind of zone, and they only talk to the people that they talk to, and that's
Yeah.
where they meet their people. And if they have to go outside of that circle, then they've got to pierce these other little bubbles that are around town.
Yeah, and Vegas is a surprisingly very cliquish town. If you're part of this clique, you're generally not part of that clique or this group, and it's because of the way, I don't know, it's just hard to interact in this goddamn town.
It can be. It can be. Thank you, ladies, for the awesome cookies. I'm taking some of those home.
Absolutely.
For the
Yes.
information on the parties.
Yes. So
And-
take some flyers.
Yes.
Obviously.
And hopefully you'll come back soon.
Absolutely.
Soon.
Absolutely.
Definitely before the prom party. We'd like to help you advertise that, especially if you hook up with the donating.
No, yeah,
the-
yeah. So we'll definitely get in
dresses,
touch
yeah.
with some charities and figure out what that looks like.
Yeah.
I'm Elexia,
I'm Karen.
I'm Julie.
Toxi.
And Sierra.
and we will see you next week.
If you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.
Bye.